Hi, I'm Dean Nawata with InvestmentPitch Media. Today, we've got Jay Hutton, co-founder and CEO of Visibility Group Technologies Corp. Trades on the CSE under the symbol VSBY. Also trades on Frankfurt and the OTC. Welcome.
Thank you.
Very nice to meet you.
Pleasure.
Had a little look at your company. Very interesting stuff.
Thank you.
Maybe you could start out by telling us about your technology and your company.
Sure. Visibility is a 4-year-old company celebrating our 4th year anniversary this July. We wanted to ensure that we had, as much as possible, de-risked the opportunity. That we have a demonstrable product, demonstrable marketplace, demonstrable customer, and really a technology that could scale. And I'm proud to say that in the first 3 years of the company's existence, with very large Fortune 500 firms, Sargento, Coca-Cola, Nestle, Tyson Foods, very large brands were our first customers, and we validated our technology with that group. We then turned to public markets. Pleased to say that we went public on the Canadian Stock Exchange on the 25th of February. And since then, the company's been trading at a fairly healthy market cap of about 34 to 36 million Canadian dollars, and we're delighted by the progress we've made so far.
Oh, that sounds great. Could you tell us a little bit about the actual technology?
Sure. Visibility sits in this category known broadly as artificial intelligence. We teach computers how to interpret and understand that which they see. And we apply that technology into two marketplaces that may, at first glance, seem disparate and disconnected, but actually have a similar plumbing or similar software requirement. The one marketplace is retail. Visibility is the Google Analytics for stores. So we teach computers how to count people, how to recognize gender, male versus female, how to recognize age ranges, how to recognize sentiment, angry, happy, sad, confused, all of that connected to and in concert with advertising impressions delivered in store. So that's the one marketplace where we apply our artificial intelligence technology, our computer vision technology.
Just to be clear then, it's a software platform that you have, as opposed to, we're not talking about the hardware, the cameras, the...
No, to a software guy, hardware is never to be spoken of, except in the most degrading terms, yeah. Yes. We run on commercial off-the-shelf technology, which is part of our appeal, frankly. We benefit from the commodity-driven marketplace that drives hardware prices down. So we run our software on generic computer integrated chips. And so the one piece of the technology applies into the retail category.
Which was the first thing, so now...
The second piece is security. We like to say we sit in the nexus of marketing and security, right at the apex between those two marketplaces. So we actually have technology that will allow for a biometric profile to be matched to a person in a crowd and also pick up crowd behaviors en masse and at scale. This crowd is unhappy, this crowd is restless, that sort of information, which is driven by the algorithms that run on our software. So the applications of the second is principally in the security category. Think of a sporting venue that has had 2,000 people banned from the facility for lifetime. We have the ability to drive advertising impressions on signage, digital signage, whilst at the same time looking for bad persons, people that have been excluded from the facility. In addition to that, the technology can be applied into object machine learning, which means it can recognize weapons brandished or knives brandished, either weapons like rifles or handguns, and provide what we call an early warning capacity to the folks that are responsible for the venue. So we have both a public safety application and a retail application. And even though those may seem miles apart, you can imagine a sports facility has digital signage, has audience measurement, and also has security. So we have customers like that in our dossier of customers at the moment, and that's sort of the perfect customer for us.
Then in actual fact, you're not replacing the human factor. You're just having the ability to multiply it by 50 to 100 times.
Yeah, so there's the Achilles heel of most security systems. There are two principal Achilles heels. The first one is cameras are mounted in the ceiling. So they have the angle of attack, just to use security language for a moment, the angle of attack is down, which means that it's more likely to pick up my forehead or my bald spot. one of the two, neither which is a face. So it's kind of meaningless from a security point of view. But when we incorporate signage, security with signage, signage is at 8 foot. Now signage can look me in the eyeballs, not only getting my marketing metrics, happy, unhappy, 45-year-old male, etc., but also identify if I'm one of the persons that matches a biometric profile in the database. So the efficacy is considerably better than a security system that's in the ceiling. That's one critical component. The second equally advantageous critical component is we rely upon human factors. And when a human is given the responsibility of monitoring the inputs from 600 CCTV cameras, it's a recipe for disaster. And frankly, tragically, has led to significant loss of life, because we expect that person to do more than they're capable of doing. So our value proposition is, let's just give a piece of software that augments the operator, does not replace the operator. Our software does not make decisions, it creates information so that decisions can be made with greater information, greater awareness. So a great example is Ohio State campus 2016. Tragically, a bad guy went to the top of the parkade on the floor 7. In 12 minutes, loaded 4 different weapons, all within view of 4 different CCTV cameras. So our software would have picked that up and would have very benignly alerted the operator to the fact that something anomalous was happening in the field of view. So we're talking about something that will absolutely impact and save human lives. In security terms, they call it a situational awareness dashboard. So if something's happening in one of the 600 cameras, it flags that camera to the largest monitor in the field of view and says, operator, confirm or deny that this is a hit. So our software returns a probability. I am 76% certain that this person I just saw at this location is Dean. Confirm or deny. That's the kind of application that is very valuable to security operators, because here's the problem. Sometimes that's not 600 cameras. In a large city in Latin America that we're working on right now, there's 23,000 cameras. You cannot hire enough people to make that an effective, economically feasible security infrastructure without our software. We augment the camera technology by providing an analytics layer, as we've discussed before. So all of that delivered in multiple tiers, so good, better, best, and delivered to a residential customer, so they can look at very basic information, right up to an intelligence customer who's looking for weapons and persons. Our revenue model is software as a service, so we license per camera per month. We're application layer software, we're not hardware. We can price it a way that makes it very cost effective for large governments and commercial groups that want to deploy the technology. We license per endpoint per month per module. We have 3 modules. We have visual display, signage. We have data analytics, the marketing pieces, so how many males, how many females, sentiment, that sort of information. And we have POI, which we call vector, POI being the acronym in the security business for person of interest. So if we're looking for a specific person, that's the module 3. If you're just looking for generic crowd analytics, that's module 2. And if you're looking for visual display, that's module 1. Each of them are licensed by endpoint by month. So much per endpoint per month.
Maybe you could sort of give us an idea of company makeup, the shares you have.
So we went public February 25th, and we went public. Our first trade was around 70 cents a share. We bounced between 50 and 70 cents a share ever since, sitting between a 32 and a 36 million dollar Canadian market cap. Around 77 million shares are currently out in our issued and outstanding. About 44 million of those shares are held by insiders.
You're really at a pivot point, because now you're looking at a real revenue model.
Yeah.
Okay, and then maybe just a comment on Smart City.
Absolutely, and so few people really know what Smart City means. And oftentimes you'll hear reference to the New York City initiative back in 2005, where they actually put digital signage coupled with municipal information, 311 information, and Wi-Fi hotspots incorporated with camera technology in 3,600 locations in New York City. This project was run by Intersection, which became Titan Worldwide, which became Alphabet, also known as Google. Very important milestone in the industry. But what that led was more and more interest in municipal information and security deployed through cities. And our role in that is the security piece. And if you scan worldwide, we have a lot of very unsafe cities. Some areas of some cities are considerably more unsafe than others. But we have a really important role to play in our ability to, at scale, deliver security solutions that augment with or are beside or incorporated with Smart Cities Initiative. What is a Smart City pedestal? It's digital display, it's analytics, and it's security. And we do all three of those things. So for us, Smart City is an enormous growth area.
A couple of parting words. I've looked at your website, and you've got some information there that is really cool on the technology itself. So maybe you could tell people where they can find that information.
Sure. These are the sorts of things that I mention to those that are assessing the company and assessing the company's public stock. In 2019, this will be the year that we really break out. And what I'm guiding to is between $2 million and $4 million in SaaS revenue, software as a service revenue. That's recurring. And of course, like any SaaS company, software as a service company, software as a service is like an inverted pyramid. It has a narrow foundation, and then over time it grows. 2 goes to 4, 4 goes to 8, etc. So this will be the year for us to look, we're to be assessed on our ability to perform against that metric, number one. Number two, look for key partnerships for us. And these are not any of them small players. They're all significant players in the marketplace and will help us to accelerate and go after the marketplace that we're targeted to. And then the third, I think, is the diversity of opportunities that we're pursuing, both significant in retail and some of the very significant deals that you'll see from us in this calendar year in the security category. So our website is www.visibility.net, and visibility is spelt without any vowels, VSBLTY. I'm told by the millennials in our company that that's brilliant. I haven't quite figured it out myself, but VSBLTY.net.
I'd like to thank you very much. Very interesting.
Thanks.
And we hope to hear more from you soon. So we look forward to talking to you again.
Great, thank you.